Okay, welcome back to day 317. I think it's because we started out at such a small number. Trying to add it up is like, ooh, that's gonna take a long time. Anyways, point was, my throat hurts a little bit, and that's kind of rude. And of course, paranoid me is like, it's COVID. It's like, no, it isn't. It's fine. But paranoid me is like, so. Anywho, I'm gonna turn it up just a hair. But yeah, so my throat hurts a little bit just now, not earlier. And I went out and I didn't find anything I wanted, or because it was for my sibling who needed stuff. But I wanted to see if I could find anything on sale that fit my needs, but nothing fit my needs. Besides, there's this little silicone water bottle that scrunches to be small and grows to be big, and I'm just like, actually, and it says it's dishwasher safe, so I'm like, actually? So I'm like, you know what? I'm down for it. I want to delete some old videos. I want to see how many I have. Delete 13. Okay, not the most. If I mess up, it's too late. They're gone. Goodbye. Yeah. A bunch of stuff just dropped, like TV shows. So that's all fun. Watch the newest episode of What We Do in the Shadows. That's fun. Always a good time. Got some moments. Yeah. What's going on? Ate some freaking beef, some steak today, which is one of my favorite activities because I don't usually get steak, and it was such a nice thing because I just, again, like, we don't typically get it. One time we had a bunch of really nice steak the boss brought in, and I ate it all, and people are like, oh, I'm like, I love steak and I don't get it because it's more expensive than chicken. And I'm like, even if people are like, oh, we'll just get it on sale, I'm like, what part of I don't have the money? So I mean, maybe, but this year was also finally the year that I got my car fixed. My right window wouldn't roll down, which was a major, like, that shouldn't have passed the tests and stuff, because that is not allowed. Windows have to roll down, but it just wouldn't. So they realigned that, and that's been working and is fun. But I had to fix up a car, and now I have an MRI coming up, which is, and I have to make sure my 2 appointments aren't on the same day by accident, because I thought they were, one was the same, or one was like Monday, one was Wednesday, and then I was like, I realized that the one that I thought was on Wednesday is on Monday, so I'm like, are they both on Monday, or did I just swap them? Which I'm glad I saw. Which is tick, getting close, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. So yeah. Because it's not good. My feet fall asleep, and my hands fall asleep sitting on this chair. Earlier, my hand was asleep, and I'm like, especially it starts at like my pinky and moves inward when it's like slow going, and I'm like, is my hands part of it, or is my hands part of like a different thing? Just messed up. But yeah, it just... Yeah, I don't know. When I was little one time, I was thinking about pain that I'm like, oh, I hope it goes away, but if it doesn't, because my wrist hurts all the time, or a lot of times. So what happened is that when I was little, there was a little caterpillar. It was really, really fuzzy, and I know fuzzy caterpillars are dangerous. The smooth green ones, touch them all you want. The little inchworms, touch them all you want, you know? But those little really hairy ones, don't touch them. Don't do it. So I'm looking at one, and my siblings like, you should touch it. I'm like, I'm not going to touch it. And my siblings like, touch it. I'm like, I'm not going to touch it. And I think I like had my finger up, like, oh, I want to, and I can't remember, but somehow or another forced me or scared me or something, and I pricked my finger, and it was this finger, and for a long time right here really hurt. So I can't remember if he actually hit here or not, because I thought it was here, but then my brain's like, maybe it was here. But for a very long time, right here hurt, like, all the time. And I'm like, is it like, it felt like I had, like, needles right here on my finger. And I'm like, is the needle still in there? But I'm like, how long? And it was a kid time. So I'm like, it could have been, because usually my mom, like, you wait before you go to the doctor this many days or whatever. So I'm like, how long has it been? So it was somewhere between a few weeks and a few months later, I think it finally, like, I thought, oh, it's never going to go away. And then a little bit later it did. And luckily, it's no longer in pain. But I remember as a kid just going, I guess my finger hurts for the rest of my life. Because it was such a long period of time of just pain, of feeling like there's, like, little, like, his little needles, his little, like, little, like, porcupines, like, they have the little needles, like, his little needles. It just felt like that, and it was weeks to maybe a month or two, or a couple, and I'm just like, I guess this is just how it is, and I thought that's just how it was gonna be, and I'm so, so glad that went away, and I didn't know what to do about it, but my doctor says if just stretching it doesn't help my wrist, I should go in and get an x-ray, but I don't know how long I'm supposed to wait for that. It's been 2 weeks and it's still not great. And my hands keep falling asleep. The problem is it's both hands, but this hand doesn't hurt, but this hand falls asleep too. So I'm scared that MRI isn't even gonna work. I don't feel super. My face is kind of warm. Do I have COVID? As you can tell, I still have what people call paranoia brain. God, I would be so mad if I got COVID. It would definitely have been from either me sitting in my allergist doctor's office for the 15-20 minutes, or it would have been from my sibling's school that she teaches at. The problem is, like, I feel warm sometimes, but just my skin being warm isn't how I tell I have a fever. The only reason why I'm actually scared is because they look a little pink. But one time I was like, my face feels really hot, and my sibling took my temperature, and it was exactly on what a human temperature should be, but I always run a little cold, which I think it's just because I can't stand the heat, so I'm like wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm like dying. So, yeah. So, but with my throat hurting, I'm like, oh my god. So, I'd be so upset. It wouldn't be a proper blame on anyone, though. But most upsetting is that we decided to go out today. It was very warm in the store we went to. We had to. We had to go and get some stuff for her job. So, you know how it is. Yeah, man, I am exhausted. I need my head shaved. I am very upset that it is long because, again, I sleep on it and it gets all crinkled upwards. I have to try to fight it and be like, no. I forgot it's the weekend. Oh, God, I didn't realize it was so close to my MRI. That's so sad. That's annoying and sad. Sad. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pick up the medicine for the sleepiness because they're like, oh, just come in the day before and pick it up. And I'm like, go into your office. I don't know where your office is, doc. No offense. I don't get that. I don't know what's going on. Pringles are not gluten free, so I got myself other chips, which I felt bad because I know there was a strike going on, but I looked it up and instantly said the strike was over. But I was looking at the chip section, like, was there any chips I could get that weren't part of the strike? The answer was literally no, besides corn chips. And I'm like, cool. Yeah. And I got a little coffee drink, and I chugged that way too fast. But, yeah, I loved going and living overseas in Japan because, well, for many, many reasons. Obviously it's not the perfect utopia people always say it is, but not the point. not being, I like being like pointing out whenever I say positive about things to make people think that I'm not only for the positive things. People are like, I get it, you hate it. I'm like, no. Anyway, I absolutely loved it. And but one of my favorite things was the vending machines with the warm drinks in winter and walking and ordering a warm drink and just holding it in your hand. So nice in the cold weather. Oh. So anyways, I got a little coffee can because I was like, yes. So that was really nice. Anyways, I want to make something. I want to make something. I want to do something. I want to make it. I want to do a thing. I want to, like I want to make something. So I really want to do that, but I don't know. I think people call it like a creative itch, which is the grossest, or not like grossest, but like the weirdest kind of way to put it. But yeah, when I have like, I want to do something, like I will have an image in my mind and I will not be able to ignore it sometimes, and sometimes I would just let those things go. Sometimes I would write them down, but like sometimes it's like, I have this image in my head and I want to do it. But the problem is for me, it's especially when I want to make something, it's like, there was one joke about like black sesame like drink, like milk or whatever, in a cup, and somebody's like, it's cement, like, like as a joke, like it looks like cement. The problem is I previously worked in, and my father actually runs a concrete business, and I'm like, give it, they were blah blah, but I'm just like, I could do that. And I'm like, how great would it be to have such a heavy mug? Because concrete is really really heavy. Because there was like a thin like strip of like something by something feet, and I guess people don't realize how heavy it is because people are like, oh, just do that. So they're like, why can't your guys just each grab a corner and put it on? And they're like, no, you need a machine. And they're like, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on you renting a machine. And he's just like, you have to rent a machine, and we're not doing that out of pocket. we agree that you need to pay for the machine for us to rent, because we have the slab that we made that matches your building perfectly. We need you to let us put it on your wall. We cannot lift it. It is a lot of weight. You need a machine that we can tilt the thing up and put it and then adhere it to your building. And then sometimes it's like really high up too, or sometimes it's this or that or whatever. And I'm just like, do people not realize? A different thing people don't realize is that it is a very dangerous substance. Like it is, it can cause a lot of problems. I know workers for over a certain amount is actually supposed to be screened like yearly or even twice a year for cancer, especially if they are not protected correctly, blah blah, because it's just like there's chemicals and it's a very dangerous substance. And apparently back in the day, like making it, and apparently back in the day people didn't realize. And I'm just like, ooh. So anyways, but I don't know how heavy a little mug of just cement would be. Or, I would probably just do concrete. Concrete be how heavy even just a little mug of worth. And to try to make it really, really clean. I don't know if the preciseness to make it look like that. And it wouldn't be anything. It would just be, I'm thinking of a nice yellow mug full of concrete or cement, and we can dye it if we want. If I wanted a different color, like a darker color, which I probably could be really fun. But yeah, I don't, or at least paint the top of it to be the color, like even if you don't do the whole thing. But latte art, no, stop. But yeah, it was so I have like these, or right now I want to make a little half and half bear, like Monokuma. But I don't have black fabric or a big thing of white fabric. I mainly have old t-shirts and old pants that I have over here that I need to, like, I use for projects, but yeah, then I sometimes have little like art I want to make, and then I'm just like, it doesn't, I can't do things. So I'm like, oh, anyways. Yeah, next time I really should talk about the non-binary person in that TV show. That was nice. That was fun. Anyways, I need to call people. Need to figure out if I need to wear sweats to my MRI or not. I assume you change, but one person said don't wear it, as in like don't wear clothing with. And I was like, am I not supposed to wear metal clothing to my MRI? But anyway.